This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat far. We keeping a foot on the whoop. Geeks. We keeping a foot on the whoop. Geeks. And like the dreaded mad shift that I am, man. Like the Siberian tiger that I am, I'm applying what on DBD pressure. Because pressure does what? Heat versus spike. I'm going to debunk two things here. And it's going to be part of the Charlo brothers. The first one is Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo ain't no damn new Terence Buck Crawford. Terence Buck Crawford is a chihuahua walking behind the damn fence. Terence Buck Crawford cannot sell a chicken dinner, let alone a cookout. Jermall Charlo has proven with his brother that he has done 250 to 300 300K pay-per-view buys. They've done this multiple times. So they've proven themselves. Do not compare Jermall Charlo with Terence Buck Crawford. Even if you want to compare it from a fighting standpoint, it's not the same. Because Terence Buck Crawford, there's nothing about him with his C+ competition that says that he's on the level with Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo fights B+ competition. You see the level, you see the difference, you see the delineation, you see the gulf, you see the separation. It's a 1 grade variation higher. So because of that, you cannot compare these two fighters. You can't even compare the way they fight. Terence Buck Crawford is a hit me, I'ma hit you back type of fighter. He's flawed DNA that way. Basically, he baits you to hit him so that he can hit you back. Because it's a flawed DNA fighter style. Hit me, I'ma hit you back. It's that bullshit, I'm a dog type of mentality. It lacks true boxing sense. It lacks basically true boxing wisdom. It lacks boxing knowledge. It lacks anything that showcases boxing superiority from the sense of using the pugilistic aspect of the sweet science. He's ignorant to that effect. This is what the chihuahua walking behind the damn fence is. But not Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo has won every fight by using boxing wits, by being smart in the ring, and knowing if I got my opponent up like he did his last opponent in Juan Montiel, why do I need to castrate him? I'm already castrating him via a shutout. That's why it's called the sweet science. It's pugilistic for a reason. If you doing what you're supposed to in the boxing ring and you're doing up your opponent, why do you need to sit there and rummage in your damn brain that you need to go full bore when in actuality you're doing everything that you're supposed to get the job done? This is what Errol the True Spence did with Mikey Garcia. See, fight fans always want to see a knockout because fight fans are programmed that way, that it has to be a knockout. But He Knows Everything's going to tell you that's bullshit and fuck shit. Because in boxing, knockouts are not a everyday thing. It's like fight fans have amnesia. Boxing community fan base, especially black boxing community fan base, they are conquer and divide and divide and conquer. They don't know which role or which route they want to take. On one end, they're about their fighters. On the other end, they're not. And when they are about their fighters, it's very selective in how they choose their fighters and how they choose how their fighters move. But when we look at Jermall Charlo, nothing about Jermall Charlo's fiber and DNA from a boxing standpoint and from an outside the ring standpoint spells the chihuahua walking behind the damn fence. Just look at the move that Jermall Charlo made in his boxing career. He entrusted Al Heyman. Right there, that tells you the pedigree is different. The chihuahua walking behind the damn fence. And Terence Buck Crawford re-signed again with Bob Errol. This is a Negro that's missing a few fucking screws. This is a Negro that's dumb as fuck. And when we think of stupidity at the highest fucking levels, that's what the fuck he is at his truest and his most properest levels. A dumb motherfucker. And we're gonna sit here and compare a guy like that, his identity of a shining beacon, of a shining identity, when really he's a false fucking idol, with the likes of a Jermall Charlo, a guy that's transcending weight classes, a guy that is superb on so many fucking levels, so many epic proportions, and so many epic magnitudes. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta be smarter than this. You fight fans gotta think. Do not sit here and compare these guys. Jermall Charlo is able to command fights. And he's able to continuously get fights because Al Heyman will always ensure that he's taken care of. Jermall Charlo has his own LLC. It's called Lions Only Promotions, though. What LLC does Terence but Crawford have? Other than being the Easy E to Bob Arum's fucking Jerry Heller. Let me say it again. What promotions does Terence but Crawford have other than being the Easy E to Bob Arum's Jerry fucking Heller? Don't get me fucking started. So when fight fans, boxing aficionados erroneously compare Jermall Charlo with Terence but Crawford, it's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, Now let's fast forward to Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo is the man at 154. We ain't gonna act like that shit ain't true. But Jermall Charlo, you know you gotta take your ass up to 160. When Errol the True Spence brings his ass up to 154. You already know. I like your confidence. I like your swag. I like the fact that can't nobody fuck with you at 154. And you're telling a cold-hearted, you're telling an unadulterated, and you're telling a cutthroat true telefashion as it fucking stands. But Errol the True Spence is nowhere near 154 right now. So what you're saying has full validity, full truth, full validation, full authorization, and full certification. But if your ass is still at 154, and Errol the True Spence gets to 154, you will no longer be the best 154 pounder. That's not happening. Because remember, you went and sparred with Errol the True Spence. You went and got iron sharpeneth iron. For a man is sharpened by the countenance of his friend in Errol the True Spence. Proverbs 27 verse 17. You got that from Spence. You went to Derrick James. Last time I checked, Errol the True Spence is the infamous fighter for Derrick James. Derrick James is Errol the True Spence's coach. You went there. They didn't come to you. So that in of itself tells us who is superior and who is inferior. Let me say it again. It tells us who is superior and who is inferior. A lot of people in life don't want to accept the superiority and inferiority complex, the dichotomy between the two. But it's a fact. You're dealing with superiority and inferiority. This is prevalent in life. This is what Meek Mill's talk about when Meek Mill say there's levels to this shit. There's gears. And the levels and the gears are as simple as this. We don't fuck the same bitch. We don't live in the same house. We don't drive the same cars. Meek Mill's telling a cold-hearted, a unadulterated, and a cutthroat telefashion. Well, it's the same for boxers too. No two boxers are the same. Last time I checked, Jermall Charlo is explosive. He's a venomous viper. He strikes at a 99.9% accuracy rate. Jermall Charlo is basically a hellified boxer. Jermall Charlo, I have nothing but great things to say about him in the fucking ring. But we're talking about Errol the Truth Spence. This is an era-filled fighter, dog. Era-filled fighters come once every era. It's like the 5th of the North Star, man. There's only one 5th of the North Star successor. You can't have two. Like Bushmaster said to Luke Cage and freaking Luke Cage. Two bulls can't reign in one inn. That is not plural, you know? That is not fucking plural. It can only be one fucking chief, and there gotta be many Indians. So I'm sorry to tell you this, Jermall Charlo, but if your rabbit ass is still at 154, by the time Errol the True Spence gets there, but I've already done a video before where I say that you're smart enough, and you will be smart enough to move up to 160, because you know you're not gonna get in the man-down strap season's way, because you will be part of that bulldozing steamrolls and plowing through. Spence has this thing with him, dog. There's no fucking friends in boxing. And if you in the way, that motherfucker will fight you. See, me, I'm all about my brother's keeper. So when I did the video, it was basically a warning to get your ass away from 154, because we don't want you fighting Errol the True Spence. We don't want you getting that level of exposure. We don't want you getting done up like that. We want you in a good position, a good situation, to where you can dominate the middleweight division, because the middleweight division is there for you to dominate 160. Because eventually Demetrius Andrade gonna go up to 168. I mean, how much more can you do there? And I mean, Cinnamon Dust of a Horchata and Alvarez don't want to go back down to 160 and fight him or Jermall Charlo. And Jermall Charlo is eventually going to shoot up to 168. We know this to be fucking true. But you will move your ass up to 160 when Errol the True Spence gets to 154. But you don't have to worry about that anytime soon. Because Errol the True Spence, after he fight Manny Pacquiao, there's unfinished business with Terence but Crawford. Then when he the Chihuahua walking behind the damn fence, when he sits his rabbit ass down, then Errol the True Spence moves up to 154. And you know the drill. Once Spence is there, he's gonna collect every fucking belt. And if you happen to be the person that have all the fucking belts, that fight is gonna fucking happen. I'm telling you this shit right now. Jermell Charlo, I'm giving you a decree. Jermell Charlo, I'm giving you a proclamation. Have your ass at 154 until Errol the True Spence get there. Because we all know, in those iron sharpeneth iron, because a man is sharpened by the countenance of his friend sparring, Errol the True Spence that got the best of you. And every last one of the motherfuckers. I know this to be true because I know motherfuckers that have told me. Errol the True Spence took you to the next fucking level. He was the one that geared you up and girded up your fucking loins so that you can get your get back and be a lineal champion at 154. It was because of his alpha male transference, alpha molding and training that he was able to get up in there and get you to the next fucking level. People can say what they want, but Jermell Charlo's in the next level as a boxer because of Errol the True Spence. And if this was not the cold-hearted, not the unadulterated, and not the cutthroat true telefashion, then somebody come here and try to fact check he knows everything. And what you're going to realize is you're going to be in what's called erroneous ways. You can't fact check the ultimate truth teller on YouTube. You can't fact check a guy that comes in cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat true telefashion. You can't come and fact check the ultimate truth teller. You cannot do that because he resides in truth. Everything he says can be quantified, calculated, verified, certified, authorized, and fucking approved, and signed, sealed, and delivered like UPS, just like he chicks Ethers and Mercs and Napalm's cats. The bottom line is as simple as this. Jermell Charlo, you know I got love for you, dog. You know I'm my brother's keeper. But have your ass at 154 until Errol the True Spence get there. Once Errol the True Spence get there, you already know the drill. Your ass gonna get bull fucking dosed, steam fucking rolled, plowed fucking through if your ass is still there. Because that means you were there longer than you needed to be. If I got smart money, because Jermell Charlo is right up under Derek James. Derek James gonna be right there in his ear and say, look here, you know it's called ruin you style for a reason. You know you will be officially ruined. You don't need that because we know Jermell Charlo has some mental issues. He saw that shit when he lost to Tony Harrison. You do not want to go through the mental issue of losing to Mr. Tactical Aggression, Mr. Technical Punching Placement, and Mr. Body Snatching Work, the Levy Onslaught of the Punishment Style. Because there ain't no coming back from that shit. Just ask every fighter that Errol the True Spence has fucking ruined. It's the ruin you style for a fucking reason. Because that bitch ruins you physically and it ruins you mentally. Let me say it again. It's the ruin you style, infamously coined by Rougarou of all fucking pure fucking beta supremes. He had an alpha moment at that moment. Even betas can have an alpha moment. He had a fucking alpha moment. It's the ruin you style for a fucking reason. Because that style literally ruins you mentally and fucking physically. Do not be part of that list of the ruin you style. Do not get caught up in your ego, Jermell Charlo. And do not listen to these Rudy Poo and Plum Rights, classic dotes and troglodytes, ultra fucking fanboys with the ultra fucking fanboy rhetoric, boxing fans. They will find you in trouble. Look at Deontay Wilder. That's why he got a permanent boxing stainage of a dent of a fucking skull via pay to lose via glove game. Because he listened to pure fucking beta supremes, beta cuck males, mama's boy, pure fucking beta supreme iterations. And it ended him in losing and being basically a clown job. In so much so that Dillian White, that this bummy ass dude, bummy ass UK dude, is clowning him too. When it's all said and done, Jermell Charlo know better. You don't want to end up like that. Jermall Charlo ain't no damn Terence but Crawford. That's the fucking recap of this fucking video. Now everything's been ethered and murked in terms of title, in terms of topic, and in terms of subject line. And when it's all said and done, he knows everything's always going to be about the Lions fucking only. That's He Knows Everything's advice to Jermell Charlo. And that's He Knows Everything's cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat true telefashion that's associated with Jermall Charlo. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Niggas. I keeps the foot on the whoop. the Knicks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.